Welcome to San Joaquin College of Law Today, a show dedicated to issues and events within the law school which are of general interest as well. SJCL Today is produced by San Joaquin College of Law, a nonprofit law school in Clovis, founded in 1969 to provide quality legal education. Over 88% of its graduates have passed the California bar examination. More than a quarter of the practicing lawyers in the Fresno area are San Joaquin College of Law graduates.
I went from bagging groceries, working in the grocery business, to attending San Joaquin College of Law, and now being fortunate enough to employ 3 attorneys, 2 of which graduated from San Joaquin College of Law, and over 20 paraprofessionals that work with me at our law firm.
I did not feel an age gap when I came here. My study partner was on his 3rd career, and we all were experiencing law school the same. We were all learning a new jargon, a new world, and to that extent, we were all on the same playing field. So I never felt that I am too old to be here or I'm too young to be here.
Have you always dreamed of being an attorney? Maybe it's time to finally realize that vision. San Joaquin College of Law offers full-time and part-time curriculum, enabling students to maintain employment and raise families while attending school on our historic campus. San Joaquin College of Law has its roots in the Valley. We're dedicated to providing the highest quality legal education available here in our home.
I chose San Joaquin to go to law school because it was a local school. I grew up here, I went to college here, I had roots here, and this is where I wanted to stay, and I knew that, so San Joaquin was a natural choice for me.
I like being a prosecutor. I really enjoyed that. I liked the courtroom activity. I also liked going out with the police officers to see their jobs and see what they really do out in the field as opposed to just reading it in a police report. And what I enjoy about representing the police officers now is just the variation of things that occur with law enforcement. Obviously, it's a very big issue now in the public. And so I get to be right on the cutting edge of what is happening with law enforcement officers as they're involved in officer-involved shootings or excessive use of force. And I find that fascinating. I would have never had that opportunity had I not come to law school.
It changed my future. And it also, I believe, changed my child's future. It's providing an example I otherwise wouldn't have been able to provide, and it is allowing me to provide for a future that she otherwise wouldn't have had.
Your bachelor's degree in any major qualifies you to apply. The bachelor's degrees held by our alumni range from agriculture to zoology. Often a bachelor's degree that's seemingly unrelated to law is actually a great asset, such as when a student combines a bachelor's in engineering with a JD to become a patent attorney.
One of the things I love about law school and the legal field is there's so many options for you. You aren't essentially pinned into being in an office or pinned into being in a hospital. If you want, you can join the FBI or the DEA and you can go out and carry a gun and arrest criminals. If you want, you can have a civil practice where you stay the majority of the time in the office. You can go be a trial attorney. You can go run corporations. It just opens up so many opportunities.
A law degree develops abilities that are advantageous beyond a career as an attorney. A legal education teaches people how to think critically and write effectively. It also teaches the skills necessary to become an effective advocate in business, practicing law, in life, wherever these skills are valued. A law degree is a tremendous asset.
The impact that the law school had on me was tremendous. I mean, I've never met a school, any school, where the staff, the teachers or the professors were so involved with the students and their, not just in their educational development, their professional development, but also their personal development. They cared, and that was unlike any other school I'd ever attended or even heard of. So I very much appreciate everything that this school did for me. I mean, I am where I am today because of this law school. So
when you looked around the Chicago, slums where I grew up, there was never a thought that any of us would make it out of there, and let alone, become a professional, a licensed professional in a state. And so I just encourage folks who have those naysayers in their ears to do the thing that seems impossible.
I enjoyed coming to San Joaquin because of the class size, also the hands-on with the professors. At any time during a course, I could talk to a professor, and the professor was always available.
San Joaquin College of Law offers unique opportunities and advantages to anyone considering obtaining a law degree. In the halls of our tradition-filled campus, students find an atmosphere charged with excitement and learning. The faculty brings extensive experience and knowledge to every course of study offered. We offer an affordable path to your dream of a Juris Doctor degree.
The nature of what I do as an attorney is I get to seek justice. I have a lot of influence on various aspects of different people's lives, and I can make a difference.
I liked a lot of things about San Joaquin College of Law. First off, I loved the class that I graduated with. I still am friends with most of the people today. We keep in contact. It's a great networking community to have because most of the attorneys do stay local. So you're right away when you go out into the career field, you have friends and connections and people to contact and to kind of draw from their experience and expertise.
Jobs for attorneys are readily available in the Valley. Most of our students work at externships during law school, which not only prepares them for the real practice of law, but also often results in job offers even before graduation. In addition, it builds the student's resume and network within the legal community.
When you're a student here and it comes time for you to pick internships, you're actually placed with local organizations. You wouldn't get the opportunity to get the internships that our students here get. For example, when I was in law school here, I wanted to do criminal law, so I started at the public defender's office and worked there for a year and a half as an intern. I was having an opportunity to do motions, to do prelims, appearing on the record as a second-year law student. After that, I wanted to practice some federal law, so I started with federal criminal defense attorney, who happened to be a San Joaquin grad. So I got a chance to do some federal appellate work. Then I wanted to give prosecution a try, so through the connections at San Joaquin, I was able to get a job for Yosemite National Park as a park prosecutor. I tried cases up there for a year and a half, and it gave me a leg up when it came time for me to apply for jobs getting out of law school. When I got out of law school, I had numerous opportunities for jobs, mostly through San Joaquin connections. I ended up going to the Madera DA's office, where the DA at the time was a San Joaquin grad. I've been there now 4.5 years, and in the 4.5 years I've been there, I've tried everything from traffic to prison crimes, and now I'm finally doing gangs and homicide trials.
Consider your options. And if your options could improve with a legal education, consider a law degree from San Joaquin College of Law. One degree, a world of options.
I worked my way through Fresno City College, through Fresno State, and I worked my way through law school, part-time work. A lot of my colleagues were working 40 hours a week with a family and were able to get through law school, pass the California bar exam, and be successful attorneys.
The decision to go to law school was a big one. I mean, it was a huge investment, time-wise. The idea of going to law school for 3 to 5 years, depending on the program, was just a huge decision that, you know, oftentimes made me doubt whether or not I could do it. I mean, you just have to do it.
This edition of San Joaquin College of Law Today includes parts of the special Citizenship and Naturalization ceremony held at Fresno State on June 18, 2016, in honor of World Refugee Day. 219 new citizens from 29 nations took the oath of office, including 70 children, and more than 20 people who found assistance at the law school's new American Legal Clinic, or NALC. The clinic assists legal immigrants through the naturalization process free of charge. NALC also assists those seeking family-based immigrant visas and those who might be eligible for U visas after suffering physical or mental abuse as a victim of certain criminal activity. Others involved in the ceremony include U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Fresno Unified School District, Fresno Adult School, the Maddy Institute, and the Fresno County Public Library. Special thanks to keynote speaker, Merced County Superior Court Judge Paul Lowe, the first person of Hmong descent to be appointed to a judicial office in the U.S. We begin with a series of interviews of local immigrants who've traveled the road to citizenship recently. This video is courtesy of Fresno Unified School District.
My name is Jesus. I born in Mexico. I had citizenship in February 2016. I had a big dream for future as my children started and graduated university.
My first name is Tuyết. My home country in Vietnam. My citizenship day on March 15, 2016. America means to me nice, good education, a lot of opportunity for immigrants like me to immigrant in America. My future dream is have a good job in the future and a good life or freedom. You can travel to all over with the U.S. passport.
My name is Mohammad Hossein. I'm from Iran. I'm citizen at 15 of March. I love American. I came to American about 39 years ago for education, but I cannot do this. So I came back to my country and I want to go to United States. So I said to my father, please, I want to America. So my my father applied for me and my family, and we came to United States. But it goes about 16 years. At this time, I am so happy, and 15th of March is the great day for me.
My name is Fatima. I am from Iran. I became to be citizen on 2016. I think it's 1 month ago. American was very nice. I love America. I want to stay here. I want bring my daughter here and grandson study here because I love America. 16 years I waiting for citizenship. 16 years I waiting for citizenship. Then after 11 years I have a permanent green card. After permanent I apply for citizenship and 5 years to stay in the United States of America and go to the adult school, and teacher very helpful, very helpful as attorney, very help us. The professor also very help us. I love America. I love the people from America. I want to stay here. Thank you so much.
My name is Walaphon Phimrat. I came from Thailand. I love America. I became U.S. citizen since December 2015. American mean to me because they give opportunity, and I love idea of America. America have freedom of speech and have more. I want to do something more. I can do it. And my future, I want to get an education and a good job. Fresno Adult School and American gave opportunity for change my life. I want to do more and give back to my community. Thank you, America.
I'm Eunice. I am from Acapulco, Mexico. My 17th day is in 2006. America means to me is really good. It's like, yeah, it's really wonderful. My goals is continue studying, and maybe someday I can have a career.
My name is Moses. I'm from Mexico. I came here in 2006. The meaning for America for me is freedom. I like the religion. I am the pastor. I work in the church. My goals in the future is travel for the world. I have the passport. I was in Jerusalem and other countries. I like the travel. My goal is continue teach and preach in my church in the United States.
My name is Flor. My home country is Guatemala, Central America. I came in the United States in August 29, 1989, and I became a citizenship in December 15, 2015. And American means changed my life. Because I have my family, and I have work. For my future dream is studying more English for the best job for my family.
Has met all other requirements for the citizenship or naturalization that we mentioned earlier, and it is now my pleasure to introduce Lynn Feldman, the Fresno Field Office Director, and she will administer the oath of allegiance. And this is the absolute last step you need in order to become the citizen of the United States. Mrs. Feldman.
First off, good morning to everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's funny, I love watching this period of the ceremony where we invite all the candidates to stand, because you can see individually they are hesitant to stand, except for when Mexico is called, of course. Which is it's great. It shows how diverse we are in the Central Valley. But individually, I can see people hesitating to stand. But right now, you're a beautiful group. You're standing as a group, and you're standing as will-be Americans. So it really, to me, symbolizes each of us coming in individually, but after this, we're all Americans. So it's my pleasure to be able to give you the oath of allegiance. So let's go ahead and get started. Obviously, it's the most important part of today, so let's go ahead and do it. Everyone, please raise your right hand. And let me remind everyone, in your package or in the program, it has the oath of allegiance. So if you need help to help it when you're repeating after me, why don't you go ahead and pull it out. So it's the oath of allegiance. Okay, let's be ready. All right. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of which or of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. Let's give a round of applause. On behalf of the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, we are honored to welcome each and every one of you, and we'd like to congratulate you for this great accomplishment. You may all be seated. Now I have the great honor of introducing our guest speaker. We try to invite guest speakers who really tap into our history and who we can relate to. And we're really, really lucky because we believe we found someone who do represent us in the Central Valley and represent the purpose of these ceremonies of citizenship and the American dream. Like I said, I'm honored to introduce Judge Lowe. Judge Lowe is a judge on the Merced County Superior Court of California. He holds the distinction of being the first Hmong American judge in America, which is a huge deal. And as you could read from his bio, he comes from a very humble background. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Judge Lowe.
Congratulations to all of you new Americans. I'm so proud and I'm so happy to be here to share this special occasion with you. I'm sure all of you are very proud, family, friends, and those of you who are here to cheer on that you're new American family member. You're very proud, and I'm here to share that pride with you. Today, after you take the oath, you are now a United States citizen. What this means is that now America is your home. You are no longer a foreigner, a visitor, or a guest. You are an owner of the house, an owner of this country. You belong to the country, and the country belongs to you. You will also receive today your certificate of naturalization. And your document is more than just a piece of paper with your name and some legal languages on it. First, I think, written between the lines are your rich stories of struggles, of triumph, of dreams and hopes for you to be here at this point. And secondly, your document, your citizenship, entitles you to privileges and responsibilities as a United States citizen. So I will talk briefly about those two. First, let's talk about your stories. And perhaps each of you have wonderful stories. Absolutely you do. Each of us who came to this country as immigrants, as refugees who became U.S. citizens, like you did, have wonderful stories to tell. I became a U.S. citizen, just like you, in 1991. Like many of you, 40 years ago, my family fled at the end of the Vietnam War, through the jungles of Laos, through the Thai refugee camp, survived death and starvation to be in America. We came to America as refugees, as war refugees, seeking freedom and peace. You know, and similar to the Pilgrims who came to America, who first settled in America in the early 1600s, who landed on Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts, seeking a land with peace and freedom to worship as they please. So we're no different, isn't it, than the first pilgrims who settled in this country. I was born in Laos in 1968, in the middle of the Vietnam War. In Laos, you may remember, some of you may know, the U.S. government was anxious to support an anti-communist government and to cut the military supply, North Vietnamese military supply lines that crossed into Laos to South Vietnam. So the U.S. sent CIA advisors to Laos to recruit, train, and arm a secret guerrilla army of Hmong soldiers. At its peak, the secret Hmong army came to number more than 30,000, the biggest CIA operation in the world at that time. My father and many of my relatives and many Hmong people were in that secret army. Among the duties that the secret army performed were they fought the ground war, they flew combat missions, rescued downed American pilots, gathered intelligence, sabotage roads and bridges, and intercepted North Vietnamese supply lines. More than 2 million tons of bombs were dropped on Laos, mostly from American air attacks on communist forces. An average of one bomb was dropped every 8 minutes for 9 straight years, between 1978 and 72. The tonnage of bombs dropped on Laos was far greater than the tonnage dropped by the U.S. both in Europe and the Pacific during World War II. An estimated 1/4 of the Hmong men and boys in Laos perished during the war. In total, an estimated 40,000 of the Hmong people died during the war. Today, as we know, deaths from wars are still happening all over the world. Some of you are here because of the devastation of war, or you're here seeking a better life, economic opportunities. In 1975, when Laos fell to the communist government, overnight thousands of Hmong people, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, became homeless, became refugees. Like many Hmong parents, Hmong people, my family also fled overnight. We traveled on foot through the jungles of Laos for 9 straight days to Thailand. My father told me that I was only 7 years old then and couldn't walk all that distance, so he had to carry me on his back at times. We arrived in Thailand to join tens of thousands of Hmong people without a home, to be crowded into a refugee camp in Thailand. So for the next 4 years, from 75 to 1979, the refugee camp was my home. I remember the Thai guards were cruel and merciless Many women were raped, refugees were beaten and killed. Food was very scarce, healthcare was non-existent. But fortunately, in 1979, after 4 years in a refugee camp, we received permission to come to the United States. And I was 11 years old then. My experience, I think, is not very different from many of the Hmong refugees who came in the 1970s and 80s because of the Vietnam War. And it's interesting, one of the reporters described that experience this way. It was a whole experience. And he said, within the space of 72 hours, these Hmong people were taken from bamboo Dutch huts in refugee camps along the Mekong River and put into 2- and 3-bedroom apartments in Philadelphia, Minneapolis, and other major American cities. They were unaware of how to deal with the simplest of tasks for Americans, turning on and off lights, using the refrigerator, stove or oven, or paying bills. Today, after 40 years in America, Hmong community in the United States, Fresno has a huge Hmong community here. It's not the same one described for this reporter. After 40 years, there are thousands of Hmong men and women with advanced college degrees who are doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, professors, business owners and corporate executives, scientists, school principals and administrators, elected officials. Only in America could children of poor refugees who don't even know how to turn on and off lights when they first get here be able to achieve so much. This brings me to my second point. So, in this country, there are many opportunities, privileges, and responsibilities, especially as citizens. What are your opportunities? Despite all the problems that we hear about in the news and we have in this country, I believe America is still a great country. Like you, millions still come to America for the promise of the American dream. That promise was described by an author in the early 1930s like this, that it's a land of a dream, the dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. So it doesn't matter where you came from or where you started out, or you started out knowing nothing, having nothing. America is that land where you can achieve, you can be better, you can be richer and fuller. The opportunity is for you. And as a son of poor Hmong refugees, my parents were, only in America could someone like me could ever become a judge. I still believe that the promise of the American dream is alive and is also for you and your children. What are your responsibilities? Let me say this, that as a part, that a big part, why the American dream is still well analyzed, it is because America is a land of immigrants. We bring to America our unique history, our traditions, our languages, our beliefs, our cultures, our food, our talents, our hopes, and our dreams, and our willingness to work hard. We are all different, and yet, when we take that oath of office like you just did, we are bounded to each other as Americans. And as such, we have a responsibility to make this country as good or better than when we found it. Your oath today, then, means that you agree to take on that responsibility. You pledge to it your loyalty and your care. You pledge to it to give the best part of you, your prayers, your hopes and your dreams, your talents and your hard work, so that your children and future generation of Americans can still live in peace and freedom to pursue the American dream. So then, everything that you do, I believe, big or small, matters. So do it with pride, do it well, and do it under the law, do it legally. For example, for instance, your vote matters. Some of you who are not old enough to vote yet, but you will. So vote in every election. Vote for school board elections. Vote for city council elections, for your mayor elections. Vote for state elections. Vote for national offices. There's going to be one coming up in November if you don't know. Showing up for jury duty matters. That's where I work, because at the courthouse we need people to come for a jury duty. Think about this. A lot of people want to make excuses not to serve on a jury because it is time away from work, family, inconvenience for you. But think about this. It is an awesome responsibility given to you as a United States citizen to decide whether someone accused of a crime is guilty or innocent. And you might not be a judge. You might not be an attorney. You might not know anything about the law. But when you serve as a juror, you understand you are no less important than the judge. Perhaps even more important than the judge, the attorneys, the people who work in the court. Because the greatest law, the highest law in this country, the U.S. Constitution, says that when we have people who have been accused of a crime, when people sue each other, the best people who can decide that are people like you who are not trained in the law. Think about that. So our court system in this country would come to a grinding halt if ordinary citizens do not show up to perform the civic duty at the courthouse. How many other countries around the world? I thought about this because I came from Laos where there was no jury duty. But I thought, how many countries around the world, their government would trust their citizens so much, has so much faith in their citizens, that it should be the citizens who decide the most important issues, not the judge, not the attorneys, not the people who are trained in the law. That is an awesome responsibility, an awesome privilege that is given to you as citizens. So when you receive that summons, whether you're in Fresno County, Merced County, whichever county, to come serve in jury duty, take that responsibility seriously. Don't make excuses. Let me conclude by saying this. Today is a special day for you. And I understand that this week, in fact Monday, is also World Refugee Day, a day set for us to remember that we were refugees at one point, but also to remember that now there are still tens of millions of people around the world who are war refugees. This means because of war, they have no home and no country to return to. But today, if you were once an immigrant, if you were once a refugee, you are no longer homeless. You are a citizen of the United States, which means the United States is now your country. It is your home. And because America is now your home, you are an American. Do not for a second think that you don't belong here, or whether you are an American or not, or because someone thinks you have a different insults to the skin of your color, or because you speak a different language, or you practice a different religion. I think the vast number of Americans in this country are good, honest, and loving people. They understand, we understand, and appreciate that because of your struggles, even though you were born in a different country, because you speak a different language, you practice a different religion, you eat different food, and you look different. Those are all the things that make you a unique American. A unique American who will help make America the great country that it is. So to you, fellow Americans, congratulations to you, and welcome home.
And at this time, it's a great pleasure to present a wonderful message from our President Obama.
Call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active and engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. You've traveled a long path to get here. You've sworn a solemn oath to this country, and now you have all the rights of citizenship. With the privileges of citizenship, though, come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you have the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. And together we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I am proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of San Joaquin College of Law Today, presented by San Joaquin College of Law, a nonprofit law school committed to educational excellence and community service. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the position or views of San Joaquin College of Law. This program has been produced in conjunction with the Community Media Access Collaborative. We invite you to join us in the future as we explore issues and events within the law school which are of general interest as well. For more information about San Joaquin College of Law, please visit our website at www.sjcl.edu or call 559-323-2100.